Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do something a little different today. Today we are doing a tier list of all the Dalek designs from on screen. I think it's just about everything. This tier list was created by the Pridonian, who, if you like Daleks, is a absolutely magnificent Twitter or Instagram, probably Instagram these days, follow. He does a lot of his own custom designs, the same way that I do occasionally, except his are usually better. So we'll just start, I guess, at the top of the list here. I think this is from Day of the Daleks, one of the 70s sort of gunmetal gray with the black dots. It's alright. I don't like the dome lights on them. The little ones, the actual car indicator lights. It's a bit boring. The color scheme's not my favorite. I know a lot of people really love a gunmetal gray Dalek, but they always seemed a little flat to me, color scheme-wise. But it's not bad. I think I'll put it in B tier. Oh, should we name the tiers? I'm gonna name the tiers. But this needs to be Supreme, obviously. Augmented? Augmented. Let's be really mean and just say basic. Ooh, it's a good Dalek word. Oh, come on. That. Fine. Well, see, that one fits. Okay, all right. We're gonna roll with that. I think Supreme, Augmented, Basic, Contaminated, and Exterminated. Let's. Oh, that's the Day of the Daleks Supreme, the one that's meant to be gold but just kind of looks light brown. Yeah, that's Contaminated. I don't like that one. First one I really like, the Planet of the Daleks Supreme. One of the Terry Nation. The flashlight. It has a flashlight for an eye stalk that flashes in time of it speaking. For some reason, I hate that, but I kind of love the rest of it. It's gonna go in Augmented. That one at least, like, if you're gonna do a Supreme Dalek, they made the right choice. They found one of Terry Nation's, like, I think it was originally a movie Dalek, and he'd repainted it, and then they repainted it. It stands out visually. The big dome lights are great. The big fender's great. The black with the gold is great. Yeah, if it weren't for the flashlight, it would be Supreme, but it's just Augmented. Oh, the silver and black. This is Death to the Daleks. I like the scheme. I do think that if you're gonna have silver, like, having it contrast in your color scheme for Daleks is usually a pretty good thing, in my opinion. And but they look really, like, ratty during the story, though. Like, the props are really run down, and the silver paint made that stand out more. Like, the reason these guys and these guys are all gunmetal gray is to try and cover that up. Oh, but I like the color scheme. All right. We'll put them there. If they've been in good quality, they'd be in Supreme. This is just that's Genesis, maybe? I don't know. I don't care. It's the gunmetal gray 70s design. These are the ones from Destiny for Daleks. Yeah, those were run down. The matte finish isn't quite. Why are they all gray? And there's, like, no other color there. There's nothing to pop. I guess the lighter gray is more contrast. I'm not a fan. Again, the props are really run down, so they just don't look good. That's the Death Zone Dalek. Talking about rundown props. But on the plus side, I like the red dome lights. I think that the red dome lights were really fun. And it got killed by, like, firing its gun. I'll put it in Augmented. We haven't had a Supreme yet. Well, we might do now. We got, That's the Supreme Dalek from Resurrection. The one with the weird base from the Madame Tussauds Dalek that doesn't line up properly. I've got a video on a Dalek I've done based largely on this one coming out, so I feel like I should make it that first Supreme. Just out of kindness, because I have taken inspiration of it for a Dalek that I've been working on. That's also Resurrection, I want to say. Yeah, like just the drones. That's just going to go in basic. The Necros Daleks. They debuted a color scheme I really like, but they did it worse than the ones that did it. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I like. This is the one. So these are from Revelation of the Daleks. They're the ones that Davros has been making. And the most hilarious thing about them is that they don't fit together properly. So the neck ring on the bottom is not actually touching the top of the... If you can see in the picture. Yeah. It's just like such a worse version of something that a little later comes along that's much better. I'm putting that in Contaminator. Ooh. Is that's... Yeah, okay, so that's the original design, I assume. Yes. Yeah, that's the only one that's from... Okay, alright, yes. S tier, amazing. Absolutely love the Dead Planet original Daleks, the Daleks designs. Fantastic. The Glass Dalek. I mean, the shaping's all wrong, but the concept of this from Revelation of the Daleks, it's got like... It's Davros puts people in these to mutate them into Daleks. There's this really horrifying scene where this one guy is like begging for death while simultaneously like screaming Dalek nonsense about like being supreme. Absolute S tier. Really well done. That one's good. All these grey Daleks. I can't tell. What on earth is that from? Have I not done all the grey Dalek stories yet? Oh, you know what? That's probably from Remembrance. Whatever, it's basic. The Supreme Dalek from Remembrance of the Daleks. The sort of shiny... I like the metallic silver, but then, like, the gloss black didn't quite, like... It was a very shiny... Oh, but this is the one that the Doctor convinces to blow up. Like, the Doctor just talks this one into suicide. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in Augmented. That's nice. Okay, absolute S tier. The Imperial Dalek design... Peak Dalek design in the classic series. Amazing. The Special Weapons Dalek, again, fantastic. I love this thing. The weathering is brilliant. Why they didn't just purposely weather the props instead of slapping them all over with this grey paint, and instead make the fact that they look a bit ratty intentional and make them look war-ravaged rather than just like a crap prop that's been getting used for the past 10 years without ever being properly refurbished. I don't know. But this, absolute S tier, fantastic. The movie drone. I love the silver and blue. I love the bluish silver especially. I think is so gorgeous. I like the head. Yeah, S tier, amazing. The red one from that... The red from the original. I like it less than I like the drones, but it's nice. I do like a red Dalek. I'll put that in Augmented. And then there's... Okay, the Supreme, I guess is what you call it from that story. I really hate that the balls alternate colors between silver and gold. You know, so nothing's gone exterminated yet. I don't like it. Do I hate it? The whole design? No, because it's still got all the other good things. I'm going to put it in Contaminated. Here they get a little bit more boring. The second movie's Daleks. The second movie's better than the first movie, at least in my opinion. But the Daleks are just not quite as good. These guys, they're going to go in basic. The addition of the slats. I'm not a huge slat person. I don't mind them. I like the more augmented, integrated ones here, and I like the ones that we have on the new series Daleks where they look like armor, but like a lot of these I'm like, that's just gonna break off, and then you see some that have got broken off slats, and you're like, yeah, it's just a thin piece of plastic on the outside, and you can tell. I've never been a fan. But the red. I really love the red on the top of the base on this one. Wasn't this... Yeah, this was the design. Someone brought in one of their, like, fan ones to try and get it in Doctor Who Series 9 in that one story with Davros where there's all the Daleks. What's it called? Mabel? Yeah, okay, that's augmented. I really... Just for that alone, like the red on the base, so nice. Alright. Alright. This is very silly of me, but I've always loved the Dalek Invasion of Earth design with the silly dish on the back. I've got a little Eagle Moss model of it that I got in Britain, and I was so happy with. I live in America, by the way, which, unfortunate for Doctor Who fans, I don't get anything nice, except for occasionally I manage to get my hands on something. So what I get, yeah. Anyway, love it. Absolutely love it. The little dish is just so funny. And they're suddenly really tall. I kind of like the silver eyeball. I'm surprised they've not, like, experimented more with, like, a metallic color. I guess they do with the Imperial Daleks having the metallic eyeball, but, like, most of them, it's just still just black. Yeah, we're back to the movie Daleks. We've got the second movie's black leader and the gold leader. The gold leader's not saturated enough, don't care about him. The black leader's fine. Alright, the new series Dalek. I love it. Perfect design. 2005, this is exactly what the show needed. I am tired of seeing it. And I will be very, very happy if Russell changes things up now that he's coming back and gets them to design something new. But this was exactly what the show needed back in 05. And I think it's fantastic. Absolute S tier. Magnificent. That's the Emperor's Guards from Parting of the Ways. Just for being in Parting of the Ways and having the different dome, the black dome, the homage to Evil of the Daleks, the second dome with like the bigger gun on it. Absolute S tier again. I love it. Oh yeah, these are also from that story with like the chain. I don't like the black skirt. Like, there's too much black, but also not enough black. I'm like, if there was more black or less black, I would like it. But this one's just kind of fine. We're gonna go right into basic. They mess up that design with the color scheme. Real shame. The Emperor, absolute S tier. I love the Emperor. Just fabulous. Everything about him. The voice, the insane, like, God proclamations he would do. Love it. S tier. Dalek Sec again. So I know I just complained about this. This is enough black. You could maybe say it's too much black, but then they do the two tones. They've got like the matte black and the gloss black, and the change between them looks so good. S tier. Fabulous. Again, the Supreme Dalek. The Red Supreme, the new series Supreme, S tier. I love the... What are those? What are the big things he's got on? They don't do anything. They just make it harder for him to fit through doors. But it's so good. And the plinths that the dome lights are on, that's really fun. The fact that there's 3 dome lights is also just funny to me. That feels like a bit of a callback to the Emperor from the comics who had like a bunch of dome lights on him. Yeah, no, that's S tier again. Oh, that's getting quite crowded up there. Is there any that I don't like as much? I can change these. I feel like there needs to be an SS tier. Should I just move all of this down a tier and then move like 1 or 2 of these out of this? No, actually, because we're about to get into some that are going to go into the exterminated tier. The Ironsides. It's such a specific story kind of design, and they are exactly what they needed to look like in that exact scenario. But other than that, like, I don't want them to make the Daleks British Army green again, you know? I'll just put it in basic, it's fine. You know what, no, it's augmented. It's exactly just right for that story. But I don't want to see them do, like, this kind of aesthetic again. Alright. Alright, we got our first Paradigm Dalek. This is the one with the colorful plastic. This isn't the worst of the colorful plastic ones. I like red on Daleks. So the drone paradigm's not awful. They're too big. They're too big and the shape's a bit weird. And you know what? No, because there's a better version of this later. This is going to be the first thing to go into Exterminated. Yeah, I'm gonna hold to that. I've been very, 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 very positive. There are some Dalek designs I don't like. We've got one. Um. Oh. Oh, the Saucer Commander from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Yeah, that one. That one's S tier. I love it. It's so silly. With this design, maybe actually, it kind of solves the problem that this one has, where there's too much black by bringing in the silver on the base. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him. That one's an S tier. I really dig it. Okay, now we're back to the paradigms. These are just gonna alternate between contaminated and exterminated, depending on how much I love. You know what? You can go there. You can go there. There we go. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But the red is at least like that. Really stands out. The orange. I just no. The eternal. We don't even know what this one does. Like the scientist, I get what it does. Strategist, I get what it does. Drone, I get what it does. Eternal, they do this setup for presumably a story about the Eternal. They never bother to do it. That's contaminated. The Supreme, it's not bad. In fact, if the paradigm design was used solely on this guy, and then all the other ones had a design that was like a bit smaller and more like standard Dalek proportions, but had a similar aesthetic, I would be super into it. But then you consider the fact that the other Supremes, like I like when a Supreme is like a bit of a special design, like this guy or this guy. And then when you think about this one, it's the same design as all the others, just in white. And I like the white. I think the white is actually the best color on the paradigms. So it's just going to go uncontaminated. The metallic paradigms. These are much better. At least these. This is the color. Yeah, if you're going to do like really colorful Daleks, this is how you do them. You got to have the metallic color in there. Did they make the gray metallic? Because the gray's kind of... It's glossy, I guess, but it's very plastic looking. I remember how metallic the gray was on this, whether they made it more of a gunmetal, whether they made it just still like the flat gray. I do like the red. That's gonna be the best paradigm over in basic, and then this guy can go in contaminated. Yeah. The Dalek Prime Minister exterminated. Terrible. Just the concept of a Dalek Prime Minister. What is that? No, not a fan. Okay, we have the blue light and then the weirdly bright saturated blue on the midsection versions of. All right. These I like. I mean, they do just look like the original dogs. If you put them in grayscale, they would kind of look like they're the same. Like, it's a perfectly, assuming you're in show, this is a perfectly valid, like, concept of what that color is for that midsection, even though it is wrong. The blue light is nice, and I think was something you needed to at least put a light in there that's more visible. I guess, actually, they did originally have a bit of a light, didn't they? It's an augmented. I dig it. It's fun. Same with this one. This one as well, from the same story. He's got the dome. I love a black dome on like an otherwise, for like leadership. The reconnaissance Dalek, the rusty. Again, it's a very story specific design, isn't it? Like no other design would have worked there. And I remember really hating the look of it when like we initially saw it, but then I don't know, it's grown on me. I've got one. I've got a little figure of this guy. You know what? I'm gonna put him in augmented. I think that this story was fun. I think that this design does work for that story. I like the gun design. I think it's weirdly quite good. It does start the Chibnall thing of the Daleks having claws instead of plungers, which I hate. If those clawed versions of this design were here, that would be all the way down and exterminated or contaminated for me. Just, no, don't do that. But this, it's good. Very good for the story they're telling. The Supreme from Dalek Invasion of Earth. Again, it's a Dalek Invasion of Earth one. It's got the funny dish. S tier. I love the matte black and then the bright silver here. It looks good. It looks good in black and white. Yeah, fabulous. The tall bases. I like them. Sorry. The drone Daleks, the policeman Daleks. Oh. I'm glad they're not sticking around. I'm glad this was another one-off. I don't think these work as well as this for telling the story that they were telling in that. I feel like if you're doing these are Daleks made by the British government as police drones, you would do something a bit more like they did with this, where you make it look like a police thing. The way that this looks like a British Army thing, you make this look like the British police. The lights are fun. On that front, I guess that's kind of the only thing in the design that's like police to me. I don't like all this extra nonsense. And this section is weirdly irregular like it is on this, but on this it makes sense because it's made out of scrap metal. And on this, it's 3D printed in a factory, and there's just like, why? There's different bevels on the slats, and I don't like the pointy. You know what? This is gonna go uncontaminated. It's just like it's this design moved into a different story context, made worse, and not made worse in ways that really serve the story that it's telling. So yeah, that's in there. Is that? I guess, are these the Chase Daleks? Have I not done those yet? Oh wow, okay. Yeah, they're fine. You know, bringing in the Oh yeah. These are the Chase Evil of the Daleks, like the late 60s. I guess this is kind of what a lot of people think of when they think of like a classic Dalek, but yeah, I quite like him. You know, that is what you think of when you think of Daleks. Oh, okay. So this is also from the Chase. This is one of the movie Daleks, but they took the base off because it was noticeably way too tall on the set to try and hide it in the black and white. Without the base, I mean, it's funny, but without the base, it doesn't work. Yeah, no. So we got, that's an Emperor. Oh, that's the Supreme. Okay, that's the Supreme from the Daleks' Master Plan. You know, that's the one Dalek story I've not experienced in any form. So, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, that'll go in basic. It can go in basic next to its fellow, you know, we didn't make the midsection black on our otherwise all black Dalek, what were we thinking section. There we are. Actually, they just both go down for that. You know what? They're both going to go down for that. I am so nice to so many Dalek designs. I don't like that. It makes this so bright, and now I can't focus on the head. It doesn't work. The guard designs are great. Yeah. First ones to be like, what if we just painted the top black? I love it. I think that's just a really fun... Yeah, that's my favorite variant. And then finally we have the Emperor. Again, the Emperor reigns supreme. I have loved all the Dalek Emperors. If the one from the comic was here, he'd be at the top of Supreme. Love the Emperors. There's not been a bad Emperor yet. And that's everything. If yeah, as I said, if the claw Daleks and if the ones from Eve of the Daleks who had the little machine gun thingy were on here, they'd both be down and like contaminated, exterminated. I don't know where, but I not a fan. Not a fan. But yeah, see now I'm thinking about my top 10 Daleks video, and one of the Daleks that's in the top 10 is like down. I'm like, this is more than 10 Daleks up here. So should I rethink that video? I guess. Well, see, when I'm doing that, I'm not like counting all the color variations. Really, I don't think that the color variations are interesting enough for something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching this incredibly low-effort video I've made. I hope you enjoyed. I will be making more. As you know, there's a couple videos I have on the way, some Dalek designs, ranking, proper like discussion of my top 10 favorite Daleks, and more to come. Hopefully you'll hear some more about some other projects I have very soon. Bye, everyone.